a while. So I just posted a video, a light language healing video there on the menopause. So hopefully any of you that are in solidarity will find it helpful. Okay, so if you're new here with me, the way that I work is I read for the person at the top of my screen. If you're on a laptop, it's going to look different on your screen than mine. I have people sometimes say, you passed me on, and they get put out by it, but it's literally I do everything on my phone. So my phone screen is going to look different to yours. And what I always say is to just relax. I always hold the intention for the highest healing for everybody that comes on. Even if you're just scrolling, you'll receive something. Oftentimes the messages that other people receive, you'll kind of feel it in your heart, like that feels like it's for me. Then trust that it is, you know what I mean? Trust that it's for you, and just let yourself receive it. There's always healing here present as well. If you're going through anything, you can tap into that healing and draw it in where you need. I write the names down because I forget them when I'm in flow. Feedback is lovely. It's not essential, but it's lovely. Don't spam. Don't keep putting your name up over and over, because I'll just scroll past you then. And that's it. So if you need a message, you want some insight into something, you're very welcome. So I'll start with Melissa there, because she's at the top of my screen. How are you, Melissa? Okay. These ones, I think. Hope you're all doing well. It's really cold here this morning, but it's really bright and sunny, so you're freezing, but you're kind of cheered by the sun at the same time. Beautiful uncaging. So Melissa, this is a beautiful card for heart opening, being sort of released from something that has been holding you back. It might be like a breakthrough. Something just makes sense to you now. You get a shift in kind of consciousness or a shift in awareness. It's a really powerful time for you. Big shifts around love, around your understanding of how you are in relationship to others. And into me, I see. So there is this calling that you're probably feeling right now about dropping into yourself, dropping into that energy of loving yourself. We've time machine there as well. The energy of loving yourself, the energy of being at peace with yourself. And maybe that's something that, you didn't grow up kind of hearing, or you didn't grow up getting much encouragement that way. But it's just to let you know now that spirit are so close to you, and they're so encouraging. I can really feel a grandmother energy very strong coming in there as well. It's like as if, I don't know, like, when someone wears bracelets or something, and you can, like, they're chatting and you can nearly hear them before you see them, or she'd have something in her hand, something rattly anyway. And Aphrodite, again, eternal love. So the energy of Aphrodite is just being, like, so seductive, so much a goddess, so happy in your body, happy in your shape, happy in, at peace with yourself. Does that make sense? This makes sense. I've let go the stuff that creates noise. Yeah. And there's this, you're moving into a kind of a space of really accepting yourself, really loving yourself, every inch of you, you know what I mean? And when you get into that beautiful space of seeing yourself like as a goddess, then that gets reflected back to you by other people. You start getting more compliments. People start saying, my grandmother rosary beads is what she holds. Yeah, I saw the rosary bead first, and I was like, yeah, I can't, sometimes religious things put people off, but the rosary beads is what I saw first, almost like wrapped around her hand. But yeah, you'd hear her before you see her, but she is very close there as well, and a very strong protective influence. So in moving forward, go more deeply into yourself, go more deeply into what you want, Melissa, into what makes you happy, in what makes you feel loved. you know, diets and things like that, put them to the side if that's what you're involved in right now, and just really, really come home to yourself and love yourself and appreciate yourself exactly as you are. Okay, my darling. C, you're the next one up. For any of you that are interested as well, you mightn't be following me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm doing my group distant light language healing on Sunday coming, so it's the 13th. You just go to my website, the link is in the bio here. Go to my website, use the donation button to pay €13, and then on Sunday at 5 p.m. Irish time, go away and relax yourself for half an hour, and it's really, really powerful. Anytime I've done these, people get great shifts and blessings from them, and I love to give them. You know, I like to make it so that everybody can work with me in some form. Okay, C, joy and delight. I love this so much. There's so much abundance in this card. And the thing about this card, my love, is that, and I get this message all the time from Spirit, it's like the more joyful you are, the more in love with life you are, the more grateful you are for every little thing, so much gets flooded to you. I mean, like it gets heaped on top of you, because Spirit love appreciation, Spirit love gratitude, you know, because it's such a beautiful frequency. When you're in love with something, when you're in awe of something, when you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And my nose is itchy connecting with you. So that's always the spirit world as well for me. So you may be feeling them especially close. There's definitely a male there, like standing in front of you, kind of showing you the way ahead. They always come in a bit stronger in October because of the spooky season. The veil is much thinner. But it's just this energy of doing what you love, doing it just because it brings you joy. And I always say this to people: if you sat and you doodled for an hour, or you danced around your kitchen, or you did something just purely for the joy of it, then that would do more for you than a whole week of pushing and striving to get something done. That kind of energy is so beautifully magnetic, you know. So get more into that frequency of appreciation, of joy, of, oh my God, look at this beautiful tree. You know what I mean? Like as if you were a child again. Meditation for peace and serenity. So you're being pulled into the waters. The waters for me are the emotional life, the inner world, a lot of relations with the mother, and you're being called into this beautiful stillness right in the middle of it. So it's trusting, just having this beautiful trust, focus on peace, focus on centering yourself into peace, and let everything else around you be what it is. You just keep bringing yourself back to peace, okay? Randy, I hope that made sense. See, Randy. Okay, energy. So I love this card. It's a beautiful card. It's the energy of love, pouring love into everything you do. The lightning strike on the cup is like fast moving energy. This is potent, powerful energy. And I think what happens when people talk about love, it's the soppy Hallmark card romance movie. Nothing wrong with those. But love is a potent, powerful force in itself. Love transforms everything it touches. You know, it is immensely powerful. And people diminish love, I think. You know, it's like pouring your heart into something, focusing love on something transforms it. Now, there's a feeling of anxiety coming up, connecting with you there, Randy, and there may be something there where you don't feel confident, or you feel something's in the way, you feel like you've let yourself down, please, please, please be really, really kind to yourself. Be really, really kind, and give yourself that kind of love as well that you give to other people. Forgive yourself. We're so hard on ourselves. We look back and we cringe at ourselves, but we were doing the best that we could at the time. You know what I mean? We're always doing the best that we can. And I shuffled them and out it came again. So you're being asked at the moment to really focus your loving energy. Focus on love. Focus on pouring love into what you want to see more of, Randy, okay? Let other people complain. Let other people do whatever they want. Let them worry, whatever. You're going to focus completely on love and the power of love in your life and in your work, okay? Siggy. Okay, so they wouldn't let me shuffle them. So I am kind and loving towards others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. Now, this kind of gives me a vulva feel. So my feeling there with you, Siggy, is that you're a very dynamic, like sexy, kind of attractive person. You attract people very easily, but people have a tendency to take from your energy. They take from that lovely vavavoom that you have, that creative spark. You're very inspirational for people. I'd imagine you're a very good motivational speaker. And this energy, there is the tendency to let yourself be drained. Okay, let yourself be drained. And to focus energy back into the sacral. So picture the vulva, picture just above the vulva, and imagine a glowing orange. Like imagine a glowing orange. Wear orange underwear, eat orange food with the intention of replenishing your sacral. That energy is the energy you contain is very powerful. It's very dynamic. It's very, let's get it done. And people are really drawn to that, you know, because a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are lazy. They don't want to do the work. And you can make it feel effortless, and you can make it feel like anything is possible. I'm sure you have friends that say that to you. If you're working, you probably have clients that say that to you as well. But now is the time where you have to respect that energy and not just give it away, okay? My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. And this message is coming very, very powerfully. Now, again, we have the orange energy of the sacral, and we have the pink and orange there. So that's heart again. That's love, you know, infusing what you do with love, but also having a boundary. And it's not keeping people out. It's taking care of yourself in a way that people can sense it from you before they even try you. You know what I mean? That you have this energetic boundary. You're very loving and warm, but then it's, you know, there's a stop sign, so to speak. And it just feels that maybe you need to really honor what you have. So if your family is sick, you can still go away and sit and replenish that energy. You can imagine the orange energy going into your system. You can wear the clothes. You can take some time to breathe, burn some essential oils. You know, you can give the energy without being drained, if you know what I mean. You can take time to recharge. You can take 10 minutes in your car to meditate. It's just taking care of your energy. You know what I mean? Becky. I know, when family is sick, it's tough. They really need you. You really need you too, though. You need to mind yourself or you're no good to anyone else. Khadija, the mother of believers, I'm spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. This is such a strong message coming through here, right? The energy of being fully and authentically yourself, being brazenly yourself, and trusting then that everything you need just floods in, right? It's like doing stuff that makes you happy, eating stuff. My nose is actually tearing today, so there's so much spirit around all of you. All your spirit loved ones are drawing close, if you need it. Now, Becky, my teeth on the left hand side started to ache immediately with you. That's usually stuff like old ancestral stuff, family stuff. You may find yourself like remembering things in connection to your mother, sisters, and having that sort of, why is this coming up again? And a lot of the time it comes up just so that we can respond to it differently. So you're being asked to really step into your power, Becky. Really trust that you're completely provided for. There's nothing for you to worry about. You just show up as yourself. You show up with as much love and courage as you can. And then everything is given to you. You pulled it today. I love it. Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. Now again, the heart. So we have Lilith, who was the most badassy of the badasses. You know what I mean? She decided, as the story goes, she was Adam's first mate, and she went, no thanks, and headed off for herself. There might be an energy of that with you. It might be a thing where people want you to react in a certain way. They want you to conform. They want you to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you're kind of like, no, that's not my rhythm at all. It might be people are putting that on you. And you're like, you know what? I love you, but no. And you're just going to have to walk your walk. And it can be tough because people want you to be the way you've always been, and they're resistant to the change, and they're resistant to this confidence that's suddenly pouring out of you. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Everyone will get there eventually, but this is your time now to really step out and be confident and own it, okay? Madre, why? Don't let anybody pull you off track or try to make you doubt yourself. You walk with confidence, okay? Okay, Madra. Okay, so we have 3 of Cups for you. Now, this card is all about celebrating with friends, but I always get this feeling from this card of tuning in more closely to one particular person. So it's like, you know, in Ireland we have a saying, they're too sweet to be wholesome. It's like, you know, so when someone is putting on a front, but you can feel it, you can feel something is off about them, you can feel that they're maybe not being 100% with you. If you're getting those feelings, trust them. Sometimes it might just mean, you know, that you take a different direction, or you know, you put a pause on a person for a while, but trust those instincts. A lot of us are going to be finding ourselves sort of drifting from people as our frequencies change, and we just find that we're not, even people that we really love, people that we care about, the click isn't there anymore. It's like we're talking to a completely different person. And that can be hard, and you can still love them, and you can keep a kind of a connection going, but sometimes it doesn't go more deep than that. And you grieve it, but you keep it pushing. Okay, things are happening at the moment, Madrid, to sort of bump us into the timeline that we're asking for, bump us into the new people that will replenish us, and situations that feel more joyful and more congruent with who we are. You know what I mean? Sometimes we stay in connections, and we stay with people, and we stay in situations because they're familiar, and because we feel we owe them, we feel obligated. but it just really depletes our energy. It depletes us to have to kind of force that out. You know what I mean? And strength. So this card is all about the power of the lion and the softness of the lamb. Now, I feel that you need more of the power of the lion. The softness of the lamb is something that comes naturally to you, but a bit more voice, a bit more no. A bit more no. You know, I had to say no to someone the other day, and I struggled with it. I really wanted to just go along with them to make them happy. But then I had to tune in and go, yeah, but you're not going to be happy. And the person was grand about it. You know, they were like, sure, you know, it didn't really bother me. And that's the thing. We project what we think other people are going to be thinking of us. And when we do what's right for us, we can be very kind, but firm. Okay. And I feel that's where you need to be with it. Okay. Epha. Kind but firm. Where am I with Epha? These ones. So just a reminder, yeah, fuck being depleted, Madra. Excuse my language, for anyone who likes my light language, and is not connected with me on Facebook or Instagram, I do this every few months. I do a group distant healing, right? It's €13. You go to my website, it's linked in the bio here. You go to my website, you use the donation button to pay the €13. On it's this Sunday. So this Sunday, 5 p.m. Irish time, go and lie down for half an hour and just receive. Hold an intention if you want to, but it's so powerful. I love doing these because it gives everyone a chance to work with me who maybe can't afford a one-to-one session. And group situations are always really, really powerful as well. So I just said I'd throw that out there if you were interested. Epha, the Rose Garden, innocence, forgiveness, and be gentle with yourself. Now this came up for somebody else as well earlier. Give yourself a break, all right? Sometimes we do a number on ourselves. Maybe we react in the same way we did before. Maybe we're petty about something. And the important thing is that if the awareness comes in that I'm being petty, this isn't really as important as I think it is. That is amazing. That is amazing. And just be really gentle with yourself. Okay, so if there's something there that needs forgiveness, you need a kind of a purification, do a little ritual, go into your shower, go into your bath, and hold the intention of, I forgive myself, I'm willing to forgive others who hurt me. And hold the intention, put some nice oils in your bath. If you've any roses growing, throw a few rose petals in, bit of Epsom salt, and just sit there with the intention of connecting with the water. And the water is an intelligent being. And ask the water to remove what you no longer need. Yes, everything today had really matched up with me right now. Okay. The Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. I really feel this is very powerful today. I feel that we're being deeply provided for. We're deeply loved. We're deeply held. I feel we're held by our loved ones in spirit. And we're held by the Mother. And the hard part is when we take it back, okay? So we say, please help me with this. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for hearing me. Here it is. And then we go back and we go, oh no, but what if this happens? What if that happens? And we take it back. And, you know, we have free will here. And they'll kind of bump in and try and nudge us in the right direction, but they're not going to make us go in the direction. So when we get these little nudges, when we get this heart-opening feeling, when we get these messages reflected back, because I'm just a reflection of you, and we go, you know what would it feel like to really trust? What would it feel like just for this hour to believe that I'm adored beyond my wildest dreams and that I am held like the most precious child, the most precious baby by the divine. Every hair on my head is counted. Every breath is provided for me. I am adored. And if you even lived 1 hour like that, I am adored. My divine mother loves me. My divine father takes care of me. However you want to say it for yourself. And then really, really surrender into that. I trust you. I trust what you're showing me. I trust where you want me to go. And then they speak through your body. They speak through your body. That's how you get that hit of insight, you know? But we ignore our bodies. Okay, Ananya Panwar. I hope that made sense, Epha. And Anya. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Okay, Two of Cups. So, Ananya, there's this kind of, it feels to me like somebody wants your forgiveness. It feels to me like somebody wants to make amends, but you're hesitant to let them back in fully. It might be an old grievance. It might be something where you think about something from the past and you're still hardened a little bit towards them. And it takes time. If you've been very hurt by somebody and it's impacted your life in a way, it can be very challenging to go back to it and say, I forgive you, or, you know, I'm letting this go, or I want to let this go. But in order for you to really thrive in your romantic relationships, in your friendships, in your work relationships, there is something there that you need to let go of. An old hurt or an old betrayal where you're still kind of guarded. You're still guarded with people. Yes, Marlene, it makes lots of sense. I'm actually trying to build my inner light and confidence. Brilliant. Delighted. You're welcome. And in letting yourself heal. Sometimes we rush into friendships. We rush into relationships and we're not ready. You know, maybe you're not ready right now. 9 of Wands, yeah. There's this defensive energy around you, Ananya. It's like you feel on your guard. You feel like you have to protect yourself or protect your heart. And when you're in that space, sweetheart, when you're in that energy of I have to protect my heart, then people can get this far and no further. Okay? If this is you and if this is anyone here, I'm just going to give a little blast there. For the highest good of Ananya and the highest good of all, please release the bondage of the past. Please release the pain of the past. Please release the fear of it happening again. Thank you so much. According to our highest good, flood Ananya with so much love and peace. Thank you for Ananya. Thank you for her light. Okay. Rena. Ooh, optimism. I think this is a very strong message today. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love stories with happy endings. I feel this is such a powerful message coming through today. The power of optimism, the power of positivity, the power of love. And these things are often brushed aside as like fluffy, you know, feel good crap. And they're not. They're the foundation of everything. Okay, so you're being called, Rena, to be, you know, be more mindful of the stories you're telling in your head. Be more mindful of where you're leaning with your beliefs. You know what I mean? Trust yourself to trust the happy, trust the bubbles of joy that pop up, and then milk them. So if you're looking at the sky and you get this lovely like rush of happiness looking at the sky, really sink into that feeling. If you're eating something delicious and you're like, oh my God, really, really milk that feeling. You know, that's the juice. That's what brings everything to you. And the thing is, then you become such a super magnetic person because everyone wants to be around joy. Everyone wants to be around somebody who's like effervescent and rituals. And there may be something around that where, you know, you can bring more of joy in as a ritual. You know, you can sit in devotion for a while. You can, if you're a prayerful person, you can sit and give thanks and pray. If you're, you know, you like to clean your house, do it with a sense of devotion. Do it with a sense of, I'm doing this because I'm so grateful for all the things I have. Does that make sense? And then let yourself be continuously flooded, Rena, with these good feelings. You know, it's so important to put our focus on what we want more of. Okay? Jules, we spend way too much time focusing on what we don't want. And if we only knew the power of our attention, just giving our attention to something, it makes it real, brings it into reality. You know what I mean? Who have I? Jules. Ooh, affirmation for acceptance. Okay. So it may feel like you're being, and it's interesting with the tornado there as well now and all that was going on in Florida. But like, it may seem, it's quite easy to get caught up in everything is going wrong in the world. Look at all this bad that's happening. And people love to talk about dramatic things, and you know, online spaces can be full of what's going wrong, misinformation, and before you know it, you have this really distorted inner vision about what's going on in the world. But the thing is, the reality of it is, the world is where you are sitting right now, and whatever you see beyond that is a reflection of your inner world. So that's again going back to what you're putting your attention on. Shift your attention for a while and look for good news. Look for good news pages on Facebook or Instagram or in here. Look for people that want to promote positivity. You know, focus on the good things in your life. Focus on what's beautiful and what's flourishing. And it's also calling you to trust that even though these upsetting things happen, there is a greater plan underneath it all. And when you're looking at the world with your human mind, you cannot for a second comprehend the magnificence of the divine plan. And we're very arrogant in our assumptions about how we think the world should be run. But we don't know the meaning of anything. That's actually a thing in A Course in Miracles. I don't know what this means. I don't know what anything means. And when you come from a place of, no matter what happens, I know it's for my good, because only love is real. Only love exists. You move in the world in a different way. Yeah, exactly, Ashi. That's exactly it. Jules, seasonal harvest. So you're reaping the rewards of your hard work, of your emotional maturity. You're striving to be more spiritually mature, and the things that you've gone through, and seeing it from a higher perspective, and reaping the rewards of that in ways that will surprise you and delight you. Okay? Elizabeth S, and I'm going to do one more after Elizabeth, and then I'm done. Okay. The wheel. So there's a turning of energy, a changing of fortunes for you, sweetheart. Things going, it's like the karmic wheel, okay? So if you've been going through it and it's been hard for you, then the wheel is turning. So if it's hard for you right now, know that that's not going to last forever. It's going to change. You can probably feel that it's shifting and changing now anyway. And what you do then, Elizabeth, is what we've been talking about. Consciously focus your attention on what you want more of. The most potent thing you can do is brilliant. I'm delighted, Jules. I must do another one of them actually. But the most important thing to say to yourself is if you become conscious of you're talking negatively or you're thinking negatively, the most important question to ask yourself is, do I want more of this? And it's a very interesting one to catch yourself if you're caught up in some juicy gossip or whatever. You are saying yes to all of what you're talking about. So it's very important to be conscious of the power of your words, the power of your focus, and the power of your attention, and guide it where you want it to go, guide it to what you want more of, okay? And then look, there's such beautiful cards today. It's really about your ship coming in, good things coming, kind of hold the course. I feel a lot of you on here have been doing a lot of work on yourselves, and that breakthrough is coming. It can feel at times like, what is the point? It can feel like, I don't feel like I'm shifting. I don't feel like anything is happening. And there's so much happening underneath the surface. I always say it's like, when you see a swan gliding along, but then underneath the water, the legs are going like this. And that's what happens in the background. We might think nothing is happening, but spirit are working so powerfully in the background for us, okay? Suan is next there. So Suan is my last but not least. Okay. Oh! Jumped down the floor. Okay, so we have the Chariot on the ground, because I can't reach down. The Chariot is on the ground. The Chariot is about putting in a bit of work. I feel you have. Put in a bit of work, and then it's like, trust that the outcome will be what you want. Even though it's bumpy, even though it feels like this is hard, trust that the outcome is what you want. The Judgment card is about stepping into a new timeline, a new way of being, a new chapter of your life, and letting go of defensiveness. This came up in someone else's cards as well. Letting go of defensiveness, letting go of the need to explain yourself, to guard yourself. Like when we're guarding ourselves, we're tensing our bodies constantly. And you're being asked now to, again, the message that's come through so powerfully, relax. Let go of the fight, let go of the inner battle. Let yourself be carried, let yourself be held, and trust that everything that you need shows up exactly as you need it, okay? And not to be worried in any way. The decisions that you make them from a place of trust. Make them from your heart. Get really quiet and then tune into your heart. Tune into how much love is in there. Think about something that you love. And then let that love kind of permeate your whole being. And then what I always say then is, thank you for hearing me. Thank you for answering my prayer. My battery is going to go on my phone. Thank you all so much for coming on. Oh no, I missed my chance. Next time, Eric. I appreciate you all so much. Eric, I'd say if you listen back to it anyway, there'll be something there that you can get. And I appreciate all your energy. You're all such beautiful, beautiful souls. And have a beautiful day. Okay? Bye.